Welcome to week 2. This video is going to be with just Miss Lucy. We just kind of wanted to do an update video of where we are. So if you notice, we do not have a leash on right now. The reason for that is we worked on the focus a lot. You can tell she obviously understands where the cookies come from at this point and that I'm a wonderful person. I am feeding her cookies from my hand. We have been working on the location of the hand changing around and her seeking it out. Here you can tell she enjoys the petting a lot more. Here she runs off and I allow her to. She goes to the other room. But then she thinks about it and then she comes back and gets a cookie. So what we're working on is actually allowing her to run off to some degree, and every time she comes back to the training area, aka the kitchen, she gets a cookie. We've been working on some other stuff too because she is a very clever dog. And so we've been working on the spin and the twist as you saw there. Here we're having her get the cookie up. Here she's chasing the cookie. All of these are behaviors that were really difficult for her to do, and here I'm touching her unexpectedly and you can tell she doesn't jerk away. And so she turns into me to play. She's still very excited. If you notice with the length of the video, this video is a lot longer, so that means that mentally she's getting a lot better in shape. Here we're just playing with heel position. Again, it's all the same. Can you find the cookie when I present it? Can you offer behaviors? And then bottom line right here, can I actually put my hands on her? Trying to raise the value of the praise. I don't know at her age that we'll ever get it, equal to where it is with the cookies in her mind. But anything is going to be a little bit better, and that gives better control when we're trying to do simple things that we think of as like getting in the vehicle. Here I'm asking for nose touches, which it looks like she's familiar with. And so I'm just switching hands right here. Again, she has to eat out of my cupped hand, and basically it's keep trying. I don't have a leash on her, and again I'm going to touch her. Here she's kind of getting tired of me touching her, so I'm going to touch her longer until she basically relaxes into it and learns it's okay. Odds of her running off at this point are pretty high, but I'm just going to get a cookie when we're done. And here I'm just trying to make it nice and calm, good petting. She leans into me, and now she actually seems to really enjoy it, and she slinks onto the ground. So I make it a little more enjoyable for her at this point. Again, we're looking for her to choose to do things with me and to realize that she's really in control of me doing things for her. She just has to realize it. So here I release her, and instead of running off, because I did that extra little session with her, she stays with me. And so now I'm going to reload cookies, and now we're going to work on down. What I'd really like her to do, that because she's very good at sitting and downing, is I'm going to introduce the idea that she's going to stand. It's not so much that I need her to stand. The idea is that I want her to keep trying. If you notice, she has to push into my hand. I'm pushing my hand into her, and she has to use that to figure out what I want her to do. Each time she stands up, I'm just saying the word yes, and I release the cookie. Again, this is just about her continuing to work, getting that work ethic better, the engagement, and getting the focus up higher. And so again, she's a pretty clever dog, and she wants to keep working. So I'm working her a little bit longer than I would have in the first week, because in the first week, if I had asked her to keep trying harder, she just would have left me and been like, no. Now she understands that there's a game, and so we're working on it. So here it's a little out of frame, but we're still doing the same thing. And again, I'm probably doing a couple more reps than I normally would do. But again, I'm trying to actually get her to run off, so then she has a chance to learn to stay with me. If she stays with me, then that's fine. So we're going to get a couple more. I'm just checking the camera. If you can't tell, it's cold in Texas, so we are very bundled up for farm work. So again, we'll get another stand, and she's figuring it out a lot quicker and offering the behavior. Again, this is a very, very clever dog. Good. And so here I'm going to pet her again, and now she's really starting to give up on the whole praise thing. But she does like it once she does get close to you, and again, she likes to be massaged. Who doesn't? And so at this point I'm playing with, okay, I did a massage. If I get up to get more cookies, is she going to run off or is she going to stay with me? It's kind of up to Lucy at this point. It just depends on how much the value of doing things with me is going to be. And so there she went to run off. So I went ahead and got a little greedy and just kind of held on to her. And here I'm inviting her to play with me. We know she's not a terribly playful dog when you try and play like a dog would. And here she's going, no, I don't want praise and I don't want the cookies either. And so there I go to pet her and she runs off. Which we knew was coming, and that's fine. So here I give her the chance to come to me without cookies. She's just to the left of the screen right now. So I go ahead and I get ham. So now I know that working on the tricks isn't a problem. I need to really show her that cookies will arrive if you participate with me, even if the cookies aren't readily available. So here I'm loading her up again. I'm showing her I'm the cookie lady, I'm the cookie lady, I'm the cookie lady. I'm down low so it's nice and easy for her. I'm trying to get her into my space. I'm trying to pet her. I'm showing her that being pushy and trying to just steal the food is not the answer. Allowing me to touch her collar is good. And so again, so I'm loading. Here I throw it and I tell her to get it, so that way she has to chase it. It gives her the chance to leave, and she chooses not to, so I'm going to change positions again. I'm going to give her a cookie down low, but if you notice, the other cookies are behind me. And so here I'm having her get praise, and now I'm giving her a chance to leave, or she can stay with me and get cookies. So she left. She's going to come back, and when she comes back, I'll give her a cookie, and we'll just do it again. So there, yes. And so cookie behind my hand, I'm petting her. She's not super happy about where the ham went, and so she leaves again. Oh, but she comes right back, and so she gets a cookie. And if you notice, I'm not saying anything. I'm literally just sitting here, and if she stays with me and plays my games and she gets food, she gets the petting. Here she comes back again, and she gets petting. She accepts that better. She actually moved into me when I pet her as opposed to away from me. And so here I'm looking for any kind of engagement with me, or she can leave. And so here she looks at me, and I give her a piece of food. And I offer my hand, and she says no, but she's hanging out with me. And I like that. I'd like it better if I could be touching her, but right there she gives me eye contact because she wants to know what we're doing. And that is a huge, huge step for Lucy. She's a very independent, clever creature, so she's quite happy to fend for herself. And so for her to actually interact with me is a big deal. And so here she actually came, and I was actually able to touch her. And so I'm going to end the session with getting a little more ham. We're going to finish it up kind of like we just did, because it's just going to require a lot of reps of her understanding that hanging out with me is the good thing, allowing me to touch her is a good thing, and then we can take the show outside and we can start working on other things out there. And so here she lets me pet her, and I make her accept the petting before she gets the cookies at this point. Yes, and if you see that I've got the hand above her, it's similar to what I had showed you with my Papillon puppy. I raise my hand up, which basically is saying my intent is to pet you from above. And so so I'm giving her the choice. Here I'm doing more of a hand touch because we worked on that earlier and that was something she was okay with, and then she touches the hand and then she gets the cookie. So it's just doing these varying degrees of my hand is to the side and you can touch it, my hand is above you and I want to pet you. And so again right there she's not a fan, so I'm just waiting for her to come back. I'm not saying anything. I've got my ham and she gets some food. And so here I actually did grab her collar and she was pretty good about it. She's starting to get a little bit tired mentally, but that's kind of like working out. You know, you need to push them a little bit past it once they understand how to work. So here we're going to end it and we're going to move on. So wrapping up, we are off leash, which I'm very happy about. We've been doing some crate work as well. I'm looking forward to doing stuff outside, but right now it's just been really, really cold and dreary and not ideal outside. We've got an agility trial this weekend, so I'll probably take Yogi a little bit and do some stuff like that. I do need to do another Yogi video. It's just we've been focusing mostly on Yogi and his barking and his impulse control this week, and I'm pretty happy with where we are, but that doesn't make for terribly exciting video work. This morning we had a really, really good session with him working on sit and down and just all kinds of body moving type behaviors, and we continue to do the I want to pet you, reach above, and so they just kind of settle into that and allow themselves to be caught and then praised. And again, we're just working on cookies and praise being pretty equal with Yogi, and he seems to be doing really well with all of that. I'm trying to work on eye contact with him. He likes to just kind of wiggle around your feet and then kind of run off and then kind of run back to your feet. So I'm trying to show him that there's an upper part to the humans, and he gets more rewarded if he maintains the eye contact and actually checks in with us. So overall, that's Lucy's. I'm going to attempt to get a video of Yogi in the next day or two. It's probably going to take a couple of little snippets to do because mentally he just can't really do more than 3 to 5 minutes, but he is getting really good at stringing things along. So that's it. I'm pretty happy with where we are. We've got quite a bit of work left to do in the next 2 weeks, but Lucy's getting on board, and I'm pretty excited about where we're going. So we'll see you next week.